Man, it's going down, man. This stuff just don't stop. Cory Holcomb is at it again. Now, Cory Holcomb, he spent many years of his career going in on Hollywood, going in on Backdooria, calling things out, and having a lot of questionable jokes. A lot of jokes that sometimes, like, he'll say something you get to laughing, but then he'll come with another joke and you'll be like, no, I don't know about that one, Playboy, right? That's been his career, right? And lately, he's been on a tear, going back and forth with a lot of YouTubers, right? He's going through it with Poetic Flacco, O'Shea Duke Jackson. He's going at it with Lead Attorney. Now, the Lead Attorney situation gets very interesting because he had Lead Attorney on his show about 2 years ago. And they talked about a whole host of things. But Lead Attorney commented on the situation with Christina Payne. And Cory Holcomb took umbrage with that. Cory Holcomb was very upset about that, right? So Cory Holcomb said some very disparaging things about the Lead Attorney. And he also said that Lead Attorney was a liar. Cory Holcomb said he called his attorney and tried to get information from his attorney saying that Cory gave him permission to call. And Cory said that those were lies. Now, when Lead Attorney heard that, Lead Attorney struck back with his form of receipts and was saying, no, that's a lie. And showed emails, text messages, and everything, right? But last night on Cory Holcomb's show, Cory Holcomb had his lawyer on there, and his lawyer responded to all this. Check it out.
But first, I want to talk about the attorney. After he got on this show and basically disrespected me in my practice, I hired a private investigator, Sergeant Sean Morgan, down here in Fort Bend County in Texas. And one thing that we noticed about Lead Attorney is that, for the last 25 years, he's paraded around everywhere, and for like the last 5 years going under the name Lead Attorney. But if you look at all of his products, services, everything that he offers, he's never used his real name. I bet you don't know his real name. So my private investigator found out that his real name was Jamison Cory Campbell, and I reached out to the state bar and his license is inactive. I pulled the rules out of Georgia, even though I know him. He's been on DJ Vlad. He's been on Cory Holcomb's show. He's been on a lot of people's shows giving legal advice when this guy's license is inactive. And, I would never accept being critiqued, judged, or ridiculed by somebody who's faking as a lawyer.
Man, I definitely understand. I didn't even want to bring you in this mess online because it's a war against me. And he found a slick way to jump in this war because YouTube, Derek, is based off popularity, whether it's good or bad. So when he lied and said, Cory said it's okay for me to talk to you, that's when I said he's lying. Then he tried to switch it around like you lied when the truth is you never talked to him about my case. Am I right?
Never talked to him about your case. See, the thing is that when he reached out to me, I was a little hesitant because his email, or within his email, signature block, there was no legal name, there was no office address, there was no office phone number, there was no office email. He emailed me from a Gmail account. I mean, I was just a little hesitant to deal with this guy because, I didn't know anything about him. I wanted to vet him. I'm a trial lawyer, right? I've closed out 1,088 cases, 50 appeals. My cases have been in law books as binding authority. So I don't just go on popularity. I want to look into this guy, vet him, and check him out. And I was hesitant from the beginning, but, with him being an African-American lawyer, I'm seeing he has a big following. I'm like, this guy is legit. But because he lacked so many things, I was very hesitant. But ultimately, after he insulted me on his show, I hired my private investigator who I talked to, and he gave me some information. But I also talked to my good friend, Durante Partridge, who's an attorney in Atlanta, who stopped by Lead Attorney's office, and we have pictures of this, only to find that he operated out of a trap house in Atlanta that has burglar bars. Yeah, it's a trap house, burglar bars on the front door. It's a commercial mail place. I mean, this guy he's had the whole world fooled, right?
Yeah.
No staff, law trapping. I mean, this guy.
We got a picture of the place. Did you see?
So this is crazy because this guy's an attorney. Now, in my opinion, I felt like he shouldn't have responded this way. I feel like if he felt like Lead Attorney defamed his name and told lies and all the things that he was able to uncover about the Lead Attorney, he should have handled this in the courtroom. I think that this is distasteful and it's very unprofessional, right? And as black people, look, it makes us look stupid, right? Cory's no angel. Cory got all kinds of stuff going on with him, but he feels as though the Lead Attorney is not telling the truth and he's deceiving the people, right? So he goes and he doxes the Lead Attorney. And he gets some information about him that maybe we didn't know. And he shows that that house that he's recording from is like a trap house, right? So he just like he going in hard body, right? Hard body on lead attorney, right? Based off of Cory's response. But I just thought that this wasn't professional. He, we know that Cory is hood and he does a lot of hood stuff, but the lawyer, with all the credentials that he claims to have, he's acting hood as well.
Did not clear me to talk to him, but at the same time, this guy's saying that he's a friendly guy, and he's saying he's here to support Cory, and I know what to say on a lawyer's show and what not to say, and anything I'm going to say is just going to help Cory. So I didn't think it was a big deal. But this guy, he took that to say that I did something unethical. Unethical would be I settled Cory's case without his permission. I filed a lawsuit without running it by court. We're talking about a news interview, right? Lawyers get on the news at the drop of a dime every freaking day. It's not a big deal. But when you're dealing with this YouTube guy, he's going to take something small, right? Just to get clicks, likes, comments, and subscribes.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, this guy's engaging in the unauthorized practice of the law, which is illegal. So for him to comment on me, I mean, I was just a little bit taken aback and surprised.
Well, there is no right or wrong in this crooked YouTube game because
Right.
the things that's being said about me, like I said, man, I don't have criminal history like that. I don't have history like none of this stuff that they're saying I'm doing. So I want to welcome you to the cold-blooded fuck shit YouTube game.
I see.
Because
I mean, this is worse than court.
Yeah, it's have-nots
Right.
trying to build position in society because they have no position in society. My position in society comes from being a stand-up comedian over 30 years. Your position in society comes from actually practicing law and watch
Right.
this, helping people.
Right.
Helping people. I know
Right.
who you are, Brother Derek. I can't believe you're around helping me, to be quite honest. I'm glad you're around helping me. And now they got a picture of this. This is a mailbox place where it's supposed to be his office. How much does he charge? How much does he pay a month for this office?
$7.98. No
He
joke.
got a mailbox for $7.98, perpetrating like listen, if you could read those signs that are up there, I encourage you to screenshot that and read those signs. This guy is fooling so many out of Trap Out.
That's right.
I mean,
And
come
it's
on, man.
exactly what he's doing.
So if he has no office to go to, he gets dressed up for play, right?
Right. I mean, if you look at those law books, those things might be hollow. My books are real back here. Not all law books, but they are real. I don't know if that's a green screen. Every time I see his degree, I have to squint my eyes.
Yeah.
This guy is, I mean,
Was he able to operate? I mean, was he able to activate some type of law degree this week?
no. I mean, I called the bar today, and his
Okay.
license is inactive. I called because, see, I found it online that it was inactive. Then I saw some stuff that said it was active. So, I don't want to say anything about somebody, unlike him, that I don't fully vet, which is
Yeah.
why I called the state bar, talked to Ms. Rachel, who was a part of the state bar membership department, and said his license is inactive. And if you go to his website, he's giving divorce advice and charging people for it. So,
And that's illegal, right?
And that's every lawyer knows that. Every lawyer
Yeah.
knows that. That is the unauthorized practice of law, and that is what he's doing. And I'm curious as to his response because I have all of the evidence here. I have a binder with 30 pieces of exhibits, not receipts. We don't say receipts in court. We say exhibits. So, I mean, this guy's a joke, man.
So they're going in on lead attorney's degree. And one thing that he said, too, that was important, he said that the lead attorney, the lead attorney is basically not a lawyer anymore. And he's out there giving law advice. And that could be dangerous and that can get people in trouble. Because if he gets subpoenaed to have to come to court, you go there and you confide in this person and you start telling him your personal business, he'll testify against you, right? If he had to come to court. So it gets crazy. But let's look at what the lead attorney has said a couple weeks ago when he responded back to Cory Holcomb, what caused all this, right? See, there's a reason why now this attorney is speaking out on Cory Holcomb's channel because he's responding to the lead attorney and what the lead attorney has said about him. And like I said, I ain't got nobody's side on this in this video here, right? I just felt as though the lawyer should have handled it behind the scenes, right? I don't think that he should have came. It's unprofessional, right? He's an attorney, and I just feel like he's coming down to do back alley stuff that just don't make any sense, right? But let's look at what lead attorney did.
You didn't give nobody permission to do nothing? Is that what you just said? Here, the attorney that you chose, the attorney that you brought on your show, the attorney that you were praising, the attorney that you were glazing is saying something completely different. Your attorney is saying that he checked with you, Cory, and that he's clear to speak with me. And let me tell you, Cory, it doesn't stop there. Once he said that you had given him permission to speak with me, then we started organizing a date and time. If we scroll down here, you can see that he says, your attorney, that the earliest time that we can record or prepare to record would be Friday. That Friday, anytime after 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and anytime this weekend with evenings preferred. Oh yeah, we were getting a date and time, Cory, for an interview that supposedly you never gave permission for. An interview that you were saying that I was lying about, and an interview that caused you to be very disrespectful towards me. And guess what, Cory? It goes even further. Here, he gives me his law firm email address, and he gives me his cell phone number. Now, I, of course, have redacted it all out, but he gives me every way to communicate him to coordinate this interview. After he gives me his law firm address, Cory, I hit him up. I email him. What do I say? Let's check it out. This is the email that I sent to your attorney, Cory, and you will see that the heading for the email in the subject line is interview. I say, Derek, hope you're doing well. Just wanted to follow up. Thank you for being willing to being interviewed. As mentioned in my Instagram message, let me know what time on Friday, either the evening or the night, whatever works best for you. Also, if you can pass me along any publicly available filings, that will be great. For your convenience, I'm sending this from my email, so you'll have my contact information as well. Thanks again, Derek. I appreciate you taking the time, and I look forward to speaking with you tomorrow. So after I send him this email saying, hey, just tell me a date and time, he responds. What does he say? Here is his email in response to me. Now again, you see the same subject line, interview. We also see the same date. This is Thursday. The interview is supposed to be the next day. Your attorney said he could be interviewed about this on Friday. I blacked out his email address, but you see my email address, you see his name right here and his little logo. Again, this is the attorney that you hired. Now, he sends me this and he says he's going to be in touch. But again, the interview is set for the very next day. This is his response. And again, you see it's Friday. I sent my email to him around 3 something. He responds at 5 o'clock. Now you see, this is your boy. This is Derek. This is the attorney that you had on your show. You had him up there and you were praising him. What does he say? He says, counsel, we have to pass on the interview because there is a gag order on speaking on the matter with the court. So we have to be a little bit careful. If anything changes, I will contact you. Many thanks. Now, I'll be honest, Cory, this is a pretty bootleg response. He says he has to pass on the interview. Does he say he has to pass because he's decided he doesn't want to do it? Did he say he has to pass because you've changed your mind about it? You have uncleared the interview? No. He doesn't say that you retracted your permission for the interview. He just says, well, there's a gag order on it, so I can't talk about it. Well, what's the problem with this reasoning, Cory? Do you see it? Cory, here is the problem with his excuse that he can't be on my show about the case. The problem is that he was on your show about the case. The gag order was in place then. He can't say that he didn't know about the gag order because, again, he's supposed to know about your case. But not only that, you mentioned the gag order while he was up there. He heard it straight from your mouth. So even though that gag order had been in place for over a year, he's on your show about it. But now he's saying he can't come on my show about it. And again, Cory, what I'm trying to tell you is that I'm on your side about this whole Christina Payne thing. I do think that this whole thing is being mischaracterized.
So that was lead attorney's response to Cory Holcomb, right? But the lawyer, he wasn't convinced of none of that. And they weren't having none of that. So they spent, like, a very large portion of the show last night really going in on lead attorney, man, right? And YouTubers, and going in on YouTubers because, Cory Holcomb is the king of unaccountability. He like to talk about women a lot of times, but he don't take accountability for nothing. He does no wrong, right? But check it out.
Yeah, most of the YouTube guys, they pretend to be smart, and they take advantage of the people who need the knowledge that's real. Because most of the people on YouTube don't know. Look, if you know anything about America, most people read at a 6th grade level. If you know anything about America, most people are not critical thinkers. So they actually think that presentation he gave meant that he was right. But I watched the presentation, I was like, what did he say that would make people think that what I said is not 1,000% the truth? I mean, I'm saying, like, the man lied.
Yeah.
He's an outright liar.
Here's the main thing. On his website, he puts, I have 20 years of experience in the trenches of Atlanta, Georgia, practicing family law, et cetera, et cetera. I pulled the Fulton County court records, and he's only done 10 divorces in 25 years. On file, Fulton County is in Atlanta, Georgia, right?
Yes.
And the last case that he worked on was in 2019. So, I mean, this guy, look, this guy cannot be trusted. And if you do trust him, buyers beware.
I just want to
Beware.
make sure it's illegal for him to be parading as a lawyer as he does with the classes and everything. That's illegal, right?
That's illegal. He's giving advice. I mean, it's directly on his site. I can read directly. I can go to tab 19, well, slide 19. And it says, get clear strategic advice from me. You'll learn what steps to take to protect your finances, custody, and legal position. We'll identify issues you may be missing and create a plan to avoid costly mistakes. Whether you're preparing to file, responding to divorce papers, already have an attorney, and watch this, need a second opinion. Now, if you're getting a second opinion, you're giving a second opinion as a lawyer. Or in the middle of a case by yourself, lawyer, and you're telling him things, right? And on his site, he's saying, this is the thing that is so weird. On his site, if you turn to, let me find, let's see.
Put his cake ass on blast, because he up here acting like he good
Well,
people.
you can just go to his site. On his site, he's stating that, I'm not your attorney and I cannot provide legal advice. But then he goes on to charge you for actual legal advice. So this guy's a tricky guy. Like, he knows he shouldn't be doing it, but he tries to word it a particular way. I mean, this guy has a real silver tongue, but he's giving you legal advice illegally. He shouldn't be doing it. Now, here's the thing. One prompt on his website says that no communication creates an attorney-client relationship, right? Now, if he's saying, I'm not your lawyer, it doesn't create an attorney-client relationship, and his license is inactive, then possibly the attorney-client privilege does not apply. So all of these people who are telling him their deepest, darkest secrets, I snorted cocaine with my mistress, I beat my children, he's a family lawyer. He may be subpoenaed to testify against them because the attorney-client privilege doesn't apply.
Do you know how deep that is, what you just said?
This
He
guy's
can't be
dangerous.
subpoenaed
He
to
can be
talk
subpoenaed.
against them because he's not a lawyer.
He's not a lawyer.
Wow.
That's in his website says it.
So this thing is gonna get real crazy because now I'm gonna be interested to see how this lead attorney respond to this. Will he come to the internet and respond to this, or will he handle this behind the scenes through the courts? Because this thing is getting ugly. Cory Holcomb, the ship is leaking oil. He's upset. He's trying his best to defend himself against the internet and a lot of stuff. But a lot of stuff that Cory has done is self-inflicted. These are self-inflicted wounds. So, and like I said, he's allergic to accountability, man. But y'all gotta let me know what y'all think. What's y'all opinion on this, man? Who you think is right? Who you think is wrong, man? Leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.